Just leave your money on the dresser. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So, legendary rocker Ozzy Osbourne sadly passed away today at the age of 76. And somewhere up in heaven, there's an angel who just got his head bitten off. Last night, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, John Oliver, and Jon Stewart showed their support for Stephen Colbert by appearing on his show. It's the most laughs network TV had since they showed Sophie's Choice with limited commercial interruption. Since Colbert's firing, Jon Stewart told CBS to go F yourself, and Colbert told Trump to go F yourself. Wow, $100 million worth of writers must really have paid off. On X yesterday, Kamala Harris commemorated the one-year anniversary of the start of her failed presidential campaign. She shared the moment with a few of her friends, Jack, Johnny, Jim, Jose. Diversity, where it counts, in the liver. She didn't celebrate with her husband, as Doug had tickets to see Coldplay with a nanny. A woman who was officially pronounced dead for 2 minutes, but then was revived, drew a picture of what she saw on the other side. I think we have it. I want that on my wall. Hunter Biden said that smoking crack is safer than drinking alcohol. Maybe so, but I've never heard of anyone blowing someone for a Coors Light. A Bud Light? Maybe.
Never over.
Hunter also claimed that during that disastrous presidential debate, his father was under the influence of Ambien. Because if there's one thing Joe needed, it was more sleep. Finally, in the same interview, Hunter said his family got him a service animal to help him cope with his addiction. Sadly, it was for his sex addiction. What, bestiality is now a problem for you? All right, so 6 months into his second term, Trump hasn't just hit the ground running, he's pummeled it into submission. It's a big difference from the last president who hit the ground, then stayed there. We now have a president who rules with an iron fist, not from an iron lung. Remember when the southern border resembled the Boston Marathon with thousands sprinting across the finish line? Today, there's fewer illegal crossings than job postings for the Colbert Show. And in May, blue-collar wage growth saw its largest increase in almost 60 years. Plumbers haven't been this busy since a Taco Bell opened near Jerry Nadler's office. So how did that happen? Well, Trump also ushered in the largest deportation operation in history, which means people like me now must hire actual U.S. citizens to shave my back. Remember the tariffs the Dems claimed would crash the economy? They braked in over $100 billion. Couple that with Doge's estimated savings of $190 billion, and we're halfway to paying off Kamala's bar tab. The stock market is higher than Snoop Dogg at Hempfest. Inflation is as dead as the meerkat on Maxine Waters' head. Trump's moving so fast his enemies in the media are eating his dust like a Roomba. DEI is DOA, the guy stopped 2 wars, and the Iranian nuke facilities are flatter than Dylan Mulvaney. At home, the U.S. is on track for its lowest murder rate on record. Things have been so good, even the media has to admit it. I wonder, can a lot happen in just 6 months?
A lot can happen in just 6 months. Today marks half a year since President Trump took office again. And already his second term is shaping up to be even more consequential than his first.
There is little question that Trump is fulfilling a campaign promise. In a matter of months, migrant crossings have hit record lows, from sweeping changes in the federal government to mass deportations and bombs dropped on Iran. The president promised changes, and there is no question he has made them.
It's a presidential moment that can't be denied. I only hope Jake will write a book about it 2 years too late. It's a far cry from earlier this year when Trump was an evil threat who would tank the economy.
They've reviewed Donald Trump's plan and have determined he will weaken America's economy, he will ignite inflation, and he will bring on a recession by the middle of next year.
We're already seeing predictions that there will be shrinking growth and a recession this year.
Next time you all see me, Donald Trump will be president, and you may not see me.
You nailed that prediction, Miss Cleo. And true, we're seeing plenty more Trump, and you'll be seeing a lot more of your therapist. You know, for months, the left created a fake apocalypse. They pretended we would have the Depression, Civil War, World War III, and the World Cup, all in the same year. But those doomsday predictions just worked in our favor, causing even more people to self-deport, while sending Rosie O'Donnell to Ireland and Ellen DeGeneres to London. And what the hell is up with Ellen? I understand moving to England, but do you have to turn into King Charles? My God. So things are getting better by the day, and true, you hear the same old pushback from the same old humpbacks. But it's also perfunctory. And why? Well, everyone knew change was needed. Even Dems saw their state suffering. Americans couldn't afford groceries. Our adversaries and allies didn't respect us. And you couldn't walk into a woman's locker room without tripping over a dick. But the Dems were helpless, cowed into submission by activists and special interest groups. They embraced wokeism, identity politics, gender ideology, climate alarmism, and they ignored the real issues. But Trump gave them an out. He came in and said, I'll be the villain if I can fix this country. I'll save women's sports. I'll cut the red tape and unleash American energy. I'll reshore jobs and offshore murderers. And of course, his opponents are going to scream about it, but they know that he was the remedy that they needed. And now they're in a woke hangover. Trump got the drugs out of the House, but it's still in their system. And the withdrawals suck, but they knew that it had to be done. The Dems needed outside help and intervention. Because after years of capitulating to the woke, their muscles of moral and civil order atrophied. And like a typical addict, they couldn't change even if they wanted to. So Trump saved them by doing for them what they couldn't do for themselves. So they can still hate him, but believe me, they are relieved because he got the woke monkey off their back. Now, all they have to do is find something to replace it with. I suggest a spine. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's got 2 watches and 0 combs. Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary. Like a dull pencil, he rarely has a point. Host of the President's Daily Brief podcast, Mike Baker. She went from the Chili Peppers to Doomsday Preppers. Host of Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. He can lift your spirits and a car off your chest. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA world champion Tyrus. First off, Kevin, I love what you're wearing. You look like Hugh Hefner trying to sneak into a high school prom.
I can't believe how fabulous I look tonight.
Yes.
I got to tell you, and from
Is this
now
the
on,
new you?
no, listen, from now on, I want to be known as Mr. Wonderful, the Gutfeld fashionista. I'm going to come out here, I'm going to bring it every time.
Yeah.
It's going to get better every time. Stop the madness.
Yes, yes.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you're like Scarface threw up.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. I need a new look. I'm loving this.
So I got to ask you, okay, aren't your Democrat friends secretly happy that Trump is fixing stuff and taking the blame for it?
Yes, but they are freaking out about New York. This new dude coming in is the face of the Democratic Party, and he's a friggin' communist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not the right direction, big guy.
Yeah, I know.
I said, you're going to be living. You know what I like about it? You'll be going down to the river eating government cheese every week. Like, you got to move out of here.
And I'm lactose intolerant, so that's it. I'll be blowing that into the water. It won't be cheese. It'll be cheese whiz.
I think that's an issue, and I'm freaking out about it too. Listen, I called him up. I said, I want to meet with you. He apparently is not here. He's in Uganda.
Yes.
But his people blew me off and said, what does he want to meet with you for? I said, well, I bring money. I bring jobs. Maybe you might want some of those. Maybe.
No.
Maybe you should talk to guys like me. I hope I do meet with him when he gets back.
Yeah, who knows if he gets back. Oh, Mikey. Mikey, you know what's interesting about this is the connection between blue-collar jobs going up alongside deportations. Could there be a relationship with that? And you're looking great.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, you look like you walked out of a Viagra Cialis symposium.
No, yeah. I'm wearing a shacket. We talked about this earlier.
You're like the
before the show.
spokesmodel for men-only pharmaceuticals.
Hey, you know, I appreciate that. And it's not easy sitting next to Kevin.
Yes, yes.
And it does make you wonder, what do you wear under pajamas like that?
Nothing. It's very package friendly.
That is wonderful. So I forgot what the question was.
I'm not surprised.
Yes.
You have a very, very loose grip on reality.
I really do at this stage of my life.
Okay.
But I think picking up on something that Kevin said about, if I may, see you to riff on Mamdani, right, the potential New York mayor. The problem that the Democrats have, and I know this is, we're going in a different direction here, but the problem that Democrats have is they're leaderless, right? They're searching, they're desperate to find somebody. And a recent survey said, look, who would you put at the top of the party?
You don't like Hunter Biden?
I do like Hunter Biden. But they said Ocasio-Cortez, they said Bernie Sanders, and they said Kamala Harris. And none of them got more than 10% of this survey vote, right? So, the party's got serious problems. They've got to go outside the party and find something. But people underestimate just how smart you are, because I was listening, actually, this time to your monologue. And, but the way that you phrase that, the fact that what Trump has done is come in and recalibrated, allowed them to reset. Yes. And get away from this doom spiral they were in. And it really is brilliant. I give you a lot of credit.
I think of it as an intervention, Kennedy, in a way. Or like when you wake up the next day and you're grateful that the bartender cut you off. It's like, you know what? If I was left to my own devices, I would have destroyed myself. And that's kind of like, I think that Democrats might be looking at Trump that way. No?
Democrats, no, they don't have the good fortune of waking up going, oh, I'm so glad the bartender cut me off. No, they woke up covered in ditch mud and rat poo in the drunk tank.
Yes.
And they spent their phone call on Domino's.
Yes.
And even Domino's didn't take the phone call. And so now, but Mike is absolutely right. Like, they can't go with Democrats. They are such a tarnished brand that the two stars of the party are an avowed commie and Hunter Biden.
And Hunter Biden, I'm all in.
I mean, I know
but we're going to talk about that.
I know
next
we're going to
block.
talk about Hunter a little bit later, but they, it's like, I don't like to use these canine metaphors, but the Democrats have really screwed the pooch here.
Or I would say that dog don't hunt. I just came up with that one. Tyrus, I got a lot of these things. You can come by my office. I'll share them with you.
The door's too short.
Don't you love it when I scurry in underneath the table?
Yeah, your team always likes jumping at the desk. It's very nice. It's like Jaws. I hate to say this because I do consider you a brilliant man, but I disagree with you wholeheartedly on this. They're not happy with anything the president has done. What he has done is stop them from becoming billionaires. He has stopped the money laundering. He has stopped their ability. The woke brand was fake disasters that the taxpayers would be forced to dump money in.
True.
And then laundered into their accounts so they get their mansions and stuff. They've never given a about the American people. All they've cared about is lining their pockets. And he has stopped that. So they will never say, oh, thank you, because they never really thought about helping the American people. You never see, every time you see them, they're always doing what? Flying on private jets, flying in this, and he's bringing it up. He had his money, so he didn't get with the program. And the reason why this 6 months has been so crazy, because he knows the swamp is not just roots in the Democratic Party. The Republican Party has got the same roots in the swamp. The difference is they had to be silent. The only time we see them is when it's time for his big, beautiful bill, and all of a sudden these Republicans suddenly have problems with one small part of the thing because they answer to the pharmaceutical companies just as much as the Democrat and other things do. So the reason why he's going fast, because he has no choice. He has to get it done in 6 months, because eventually the midterms, those rhinos and those Republicans who care more about their own personal wealth are going to show their ass. So there's never going to be a time that the Democratic Party is ever going to say, we appreciate what you're doing. You know how much money they lost with the borders being closed? You know how much money they lost with law enforcement being reinforced again, with their money laundering USDAs and all that? They can no longer get their relatives paid. They are furious because he has stopped the swamp.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.